to life. Inner circles here where voices thrive. Turn on your screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come on, come on, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. Inner Circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. With laughter and love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. So join the conversation, let's set the tone. In a Circle podcast where love is well known. In a Circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truth, bringing hope to the...
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle podcast. Today is Monday, June 9th, and it's our entertainment segment. And tonight we are going to be discussing Afrobeat artists touring of America. There are a lot of, Afrobeat artists from Davido, from Rema, that are touring of America this summer. I mean, some of them have already started. So we're going to be giving you the names of those artists, the dates, the cities they are going to be touring this summer. So if you're in one of those cities, you can join them. Afrobeats, as I said, here the last time, it has become a global phenomenon. So hopefully we can give you some dates. If you love the music, if you love it in the club, you can go and see these artists, man. Let us support our brothers and sisters, that are putting the continent of Africa on the map. So tonight we will be discussing Afrobeat artists touring of America. I'm your host, Abe Kamara, and this is Monday. This is our entertainment segment where we bring you entertainment news, things happening in the community. Right now, it is barbecue season. It's graduation season. It's barbecue season. It's wedding season. Here in Minnesota, so many barbecues, graduation. The Twin City is on fire. Minnesota is on fire the last couple of weekends. Everyone's so busy, a lot of stuff going on. So before we dive into the topic tonight and maybe what happened over the weekend, first of all, I'd like to encourage you to join this community. There's an Inner Circle podcast wherein we are amplifying, empowering, and elevating immigrant voices. Things like that. So join us. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify. So please, man, follow this movement, follow this community. It is growing, so we encourage you to do that. But before we dive into the topic tonight, America right now seems like there's so much going on, and then we, especially for immigrants and the immigrant community, so much going on, like from ICE raids, from the protests in Los Angeles that's currently ongoing, and then just recently, the travel ban. So, but I know these are difficult times. It feel like immigrants are under constant attack from ICE raids and mass deportation. As I said, to the ongoing protests in Los Angeles, right, and the renewed travel ban that pretty much targets Africa and the Middle East. But folks, I want you to hear this from Inner Cycle and from the bottom of my heart. You know what I mean? Don't lose hope. Stay calm as an immigrant and stay firm. We must continue to believe in the promise of America. not just the words written in its founding document, but the everyday promise we see in the resilience of our families, the dreams we nurture, and the communities we build. America is a strong country. It's been around for a long time, right? If you choose to raise your voice and protest, please, man, please do it peacefully. Don't buy into this false narrative that paints immigrants as angry, dangerous, or ungrateful. That is not who we are as immigrants. You guys all know my political affiliation, but as an immigrant, we also got to, speak for one another, support one another during these trying times. A lot of family are going through breakups, and things like that. So it is important that, we're still peaceful, right? That is not who we are. We are builders. Immigrants are builders, believers and contributors to this great nation story. So I truly believe whatever that is going on in this country shall pass. When it comes to we immigrants, whatever that is going on, the constant attack, the ice raid, the mass deportation, I truly believe, man, everything shall pass. So stay firm. Every like to say, like everything, good thing or bad thing shall come to pass. So let us all keep the hope. Let us keep believing that, America will rise. America will always be America. Things will happen here and there. We might have differences, but at the end of the day, America was, we hope it was still true to its values. Uh, so just want to throw that out there. Welcome to my co-host, Miss B. Before you join me, Miss B, I was just, telling our audience, it's like as an immigrant, in the immigrant community, we know there's a lot going on right now, right? Protests in Los Angeles, the recent travel ban, the mass deportation, the raids and things like that. But personally, and from Soccer Podcast, just want folks to know that, this too shall pass, right? Folks who should, keep the hope, stay calm and stay firm. And if anyone choose, right, from our community to, immigrant to protest, man, we're just begging you people to do it peacefully, right? Do it peacefully. Don't buy into this narrative that immigrants are angry, they are dangerous, they are ungrateful, or and they are criminals and things like that. So let us all just do it peacefully and just be a lot about it. So anything to add?
I mean, let's be honest. Illegal immigrants are not the ones who are rioting and vandalizing in the streets of LA. These are American citizens who are, exercising civil rights to protest, right? The folks who are illegal and undocumented in this country, they don't have a history of violence, no way, shape, or form. Statistics will show you that they do not have a history of violence. They are living in fear. That's the reason why they're undocumented, and that's the reason why they are illegal. They are literally living in fear. When the administration came into office and decided to act upon the things that they agreed to act upon, folks went into hiding. They left their jobs. They have not showed up to jobs. They've been in hiding for months. And so these are not the folks, and those who've been feeling some kind of protection, maybe from their employment or their community, maybe have been able to be out there living life as usual. But the reality is that these are not the folks that are out there on the streets of LA right now, right? Rioting and looting. Unfortunately, you're going to have some bad apples among us American citizens and residents of California. You're going to have bad apples. You're going to have people that want to utilize and exploit peaceful protests to cause harm and damage. And it's not the illegal immigrants, it's not the undocumented folks. You're going to find that it's going to be the citizens and residents of LA who are the ones who are going outside of what is called peaceful protesting and peaceful rally to cause harm to people. And those people should be brought to justice, right? California is recovering from massive fires. Not that just the beginning of this year, January,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
people are still dealing with homelessness from that incident. The state is still trying to recover from that incident. So people wanting to use this movement in this moment in this time when it's really like dealing with people's issues and being separated from their family to cause bodily harm, to cause damage to private property, to do illegal activities, that is wrong. Don't manipulate the situation. Don't take advantage of what is supposed to be peaceful advocacy, peaceful protesting for your own, gain. So I just want those folks to be brought to justice and people to be allowed to be able to continue and protest peacefully, utilizing their civil liberties and civil rights.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. Yeah, it seems to be like, as I said, it's like, I was talking to a friend recently, just quiet right now. It's like, seems to be like, we are living in the flood in the zone moment. 1 minute there's this, another minute there's that. But and especially like, as immigrants and for immigrant community, as you said, to your point, right, it's like, seems to be living in fear. There's, some as a community, no matter your political affiliation, right, you kind of feel it because these are conversations that's happening in immigrant communities all over. So I just hope we can tone down the rhetoric. We can focus on, as I said, the issues. Hey, if folks that are here illegally and they are committing crimes, by no means, they shouldn't be here, obviously, right? If you break the law, you should not, things like that. So, but to your point, a lot of great contributors, immigrants, just here, some of them just here trying to feed their family and support their family. So, but our prayers are up for all those that are affected by the situation in LA, by the travel ban, and stuff like that. I was listening to Hussein Mohammed, from the Somali American community today, you know what I mean? So a lot of folks from that community are affected and things like that.
Yeah.
But our prayers are up for all those that are going through this moment. As I said, to me, I personally believe in the promise of America, and I believe this too shall pass. So, but from Inner Circle Podcast to all of you that have been affected by this current situation, just keep the hope, keep the faith, and stay firm. And as Miss B said, man, do it peacefully. Anything you want to do, do it peacefully. No violence, please. No violence.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Thank you.
With that, tonight, as I said, we are discussing all of the Afrobeat artists touring of America. There are some great artists, touring America. But before we kind of dive into that topic, though, Miss B, is like, is there anything that happened in the community that you know about this weekend? Like any kind of a party that was off the hook, anywhere that any
I
anything in
mean,
the community that you like to share with
if
with our audience?
folks can probably tell from my voice, yes, time
Okay.
was had.
Okay.
Um, I know some folks reached out to me saying, "Oh, you're in the streets," and yes, I was in the streets. You know who you are. I'm finally responding to you. I know I haven't gotten a chance to respond to your message, but yes, there was a lot. I mean, can you imagine? On Saturday alone, I had 4 activities I was invited to,
Oh wow.
and then
Wow.
including the inner circle one would make 5.
Okay.
Yes, and then Sunday was the same thing, right?
Mhm.
And unfortunately for me, when it gets that busy, I get spread thin. I can only go to 2. So I really had to just commit to blood relative events. I
Mhm.
apologize for, friends, really close friends that I wasn't able to make it to their event, but I had to really decide. And then I had family in town
Mhm.
visiting too as well. So it was a very busy weekend, endless amount of graduation parties. Man, money was spent. I know we had talked about this
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
last week.
Yep.
Money was spent on these barbecues
Mhm.
and these graduation barbecues. But one parent told me, "Oh, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't get any money." I'm like, hmm.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the return on the investment is that hopefully your kids will get the cash apps, the gifts for their dorm rooms,
Mhm. Yeah.
so if you are a family friend or a close relative, please, like, it can get costly, right? So like I've already budgeted like all the kids I'm going to give
Mhm.
money to, Abraham, and it's reaching like $1,000. And
Okay.
I'm just like, this is this is expensive. It's like, and how do you even weigh like graduating from college versus high school versus middle school? Like, how do you
Mhm.
even weigh
Yeah.
how much you're gonna give people, right?
Yeah.
To validate how much you are proud of them. That's the whole
Sure.
point. Like, you're validating how proud you are of their accomplishment. And so yeah, it was a lot of things happening
Mhm.
over the weekend. Ended up in some famous garage that
Sure. Okay.
throws the best after parties
Okay. 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 Okay.
and
I mean, but
provides the hookah.
Yeah, definitely. But that's how Minnesota is. I mean, that's how Minnesota is though during the summer months, right? It gets I can say over busy, right? It's like there's so much
Yeah.
activity. There's the graduation, there's the baby showers, there's the weddings, there's the just random barbecues, you know,
Birthday celebrations. Yes.
birthday
People's
celebration.
everybody's
So
turning 50.
you
Not
know,
me, but everybody's turning 50 this year.
okay, and then there's the reunions, there's the class parties, there's the conventions, there's the county or the tribal association. It's like, man, so much be happening in Minnesota during the summer months that it gets overwhelming. You wondering, okay, which one should I go to? Which one should I do? And I hear that's what was happening this weekend. I didn't go to any event besides obviously, Sacco podcast, put a little barbecue, that's the only place I went. But then afterwards, I went to the club. I went to Jumbo, right? It's like Jumbo wasn't even that packed, right? It was a little bit empty to me. And you could tell that, okay, you know what, there's so much happening in the community because normally Jumbo be overcrowded. Like there's no like I mean, I got there like 11 p.m. and it was a little bit empty. I was shocked. I said, man, Jumbo, right? It's like you're talking about Jumbo. And
You're competing with the free liquor and free food. That's what
exactly,
happened.
so it was a little
I
bit
almost
empty.
bumped into you because the out of towners they wanted to come to the club, but I
Okay.
was too tired. I was
Yeah, yeah,
tired.
definitely. So it was a little bit empty, so you could tell that, something the city is hot, the town is hot, you know, because and that's how Minnesota is, man. The only place you can, when it comes to the Liberian scene, you can compare to Minnesota will probably be Philadelphia because they be doing their thing out there too, right? It's like they
Yeah.
be out all night, but when it comes to the party scene, man, Minnesota be doing its thing. And as I said, summertime is a busy season. So that's that. Obviously, the city was hot. But let's come back to our topic for the day, right? Afrobeat artist story in North America. Which one do you? I know about Davido, right? I know like Davido. He's starting July 11 in Los Angeles, and he's gonna be in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dallas, Minneapolis. Thankfully, he's gonna be here in Minneapolis and then Toronto, and then he's wrapping up in Atlanta. Atlanta has a huge Nigerian base. African,
Hmm.
a lot of Africans are out there, especially Nigerians and stuff like that. So it's fitting that he's ending it in Atlanta. But I know about the video. Who else do you know about any artist, right, that is touring?
I think there are a lot more. I'm just trying to think off the top of I know again, Davido, it's at the Armory, July 25th. I will be there. We
Okay.
already secured a booth
Oh wow.
for the it was
Okay.
costly.
Okay.
That booth was costly.
How much are
Um,
tickets going for though? Do you know?
I
How much
don't
are
know.
TV
I
like for
don't
the
know how
one in
much
Minneapolis here? I mean, it's like he's a
it's
global
like
star.
one something. It's like one
Okay.
something for tickets because
Okay.
the booth for 8 people is 4 grand.
Wow.
Yeah. So that just tells you
Is that like a VIP? Is the bull like a VIP?
it's a VIP. It's a
Okay.
VIP. So it's
Okay.
either I think it either is holding 8 or 12, but it's still expensive.
Okay. Okay.
But a
Okay.
bunch of you guys can all go in on the booth and it comes with drinks. So yeah, it's
Okay.
worth it. And you
Okay.
have somewhere to sit versus standing in the on the floor, just standing up the whole time, or
Hmm.
maybe sitting down in a chair, on the main floor. So, you know, depending how
Okay.
you like to party.
Definitely. Definitely. But so I know like as a beside the video, I know Rema. Have if everyone has heard his
Oh
music,
yes.
yeah, I think like he's starting in New York at Madison Square Garden, right? In New York. This song, I mean, I think like the first one is gonna be this month, no, in July actually. Most of them are starting
Yeah.
kind of a late. I don't know why, right? But most of them are starting kind of a late, But Rema is starting at Madison Square Garden this July.
Yeah, he's
This
gonna
coming.
be at Coachella too.
Oh, okay, okay. He's coming here too.
Well, actually, he was already at Rema is confirmed to perform at Coachella.
Okay,
He performed in April 20th, so he's already started. Burna
okay,
Boy, yes, is
okay,
gonna be
okay,
touring as well this year. Go ahead.
okay, okay. And then what's about Wizkid? I know like Wizkid, they said that he has a North American tour as well, right? Do you know what city he's gonna be in and stuff? I know like they said his ticket went on sale back in March. I don't know whether he's coming to Minneapolis or not, but he's on tour. I mean, Wizkid is he's one of those that actually put Afrobeats on the map, right? When he came out,
Yeah,
it wasn't Afrobeat was not as big as it is right now, but from the 2000, he was doing his thing, putting the continent and the music on the map, and today he's one of those global icon when it comes to Afrobeats.
I see him in Houston
Hmm.
and in he's gonna be in Baltimore. Yeah, he's gonna be in Baltimore June 15th this weekend, actually on Father's Day.
Hmm. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
he'll be. Yeah,
Okay, okay. That's a good one, man. If you are in the DMV area, because that's the DMV right there, I know
yeah,
it's gonna be
man.
popping. As I said, those folks out there I mean, it's like I've never seen a club be so like packed, to capacity. DMV is where the party be happening, man. It's like, that place be popping for real. You
And
know.
then he'll be in Houston on the 19th. He'll
Okay.
be in Los Angeles on the 22nd. But he's not. I'm not seeing any dates, unfortunately, for Minnesota. Yeah. I would love to see Wizkid. I got to see Fireboy. So the Poorhouse, which is it's gone out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they used to always have Afrobeats artists, right? I got to see Fireboy ML. His his concert was phenomenal. His album, I mean, he's one of two, because Davido's the other one where I said I can listen to the entire album from beginning to end and
Wow.
loved every single song. And
Mm-hmm.
he was just he gave a great performance like a professional. Fireboy. Went to
Mm-hmm.
see him at the Poorhouse. US no, the U of M, what's the name of the U of M arena, that stadium that does shows as
Basketball.
well. No, it's
Okay.
I forgot the name of it, but there's gonna be they have Afrobeats artists coming there as well all the time.
Okay. Okay.
Let me
Okay.
see who else is coming. Yeah.
What do you think, Lo? I mean, it's like these Afrobeat artists touring North America, right? It's like, what do you think that's doing for our community, right? For the African immigrant community, is it giving us visibility? Is it helping to expose the continent in a good way? I mean, what is it doing for? I mean, what is it doing for the African immigrant community? And are we even and do we support them enough, right?
To be honest, I
Hmm.
don't. We don't support them enough. To be honest, we don't. And I feel like it's doing a lot. Like when I went to, the Afrobeats artists shows that I've gone to,
Hmm.
I did get to see a lot more of my people. That's when I was like, oh my gosh, where do Black people be at in Minnesota? Because they are out here to yes, because they are out here today, and even more so, I'm like, oh, all these Liberians are in the building. Oh my goodness, at this concert, and so to some extent, yes, we support them, but we don't because we packed the Poorhouse. I don't know how successful they would be at Target Center. The first time I saw Davido, he came to First Avenue. And the
Hmm.
reason why I'm saying this, folks, because the venue size matters, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
venue size
yeah,
matters. And
yeah.
that makes that, I know it's helping. It's helping to make sure that those artists continue to be able to make their music, continue to be able to tour, right?
Hmm.
Because if you can't sell out stadiums and stuff, nobody's
Yeah.
gonna get behind you to
Hmm.
do your tours. And so
Yeah.
the first time I saw Davido in concert was at First Avenue, right?
Okay.
Awesome, great, sold out show. And then I went to go see Fireboy at the Poorhouse. I had like three other artists I saw at the Poorhouse. I'm trying to remember everybody's name. I think Rema was at Poorhouse too.
Okay.
And that's a nightclub. If somebody's playing in a nightclub, they're not really getting their
The
music out
exposure.
there. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
getting their exposure,
Exposure.
right? And so I'm always excited. The Armory, that's Live Nation, does a lot of concerts at the Armory. So Davida is going to be at a big venue. That's considered a big venue, right? Gorilla came, she was at that venue. Right now, you're gonna get like a Cardi B will be at that venue. So it's a pretty big venue for an artist to be at the Armory. But I think when Burna Boy came, yes, was it last year or the year before, he was at the Armory as well. That's where he was. So I kind of see how their career is elevating based on the
Mhm.
venue size. And it's not us that are always there 100%. So we support to an extent, but we don't support at different levels, because I
I
know people
mean,
say, "Oh, the tickets have gotten too expensive," but they have variations of ticket prices. But go ahead.
Yeah. Obviously, I know like the Amway, so the Amway is big, but it's like the biggest venue here in Minnesota for concert, right? Is that if you can't do US Bank Stadium, at least do like Target Center, right? It means you are out. It's like it means you are a superstar who can sell
Yes.
tickets, who can actually fill an arena or stadium or whatever. But if the likes of Davido, who has put out so many hits, I mean, a lot of folks like his music. If he cannot fit out the target center, or he cannot be at the target center, I mean, whose fault is it? Is it his handler? Is it the promoters? Because to be honest with you, right, I didn't know about the Davido concert until we decided to do the series, right? It's like last
Mhm.
week, researching it, doing my own research. Okay, I said, who are the artists that are going to be touring of America? I saw Davido, at he's going to be here in Minneapolis at the Armory. I'm saying like, okay, why not a Target Center? You know what I mean? And stuff,
And,
right?
and sometimes it's where it's the target market. If you notice, we don't always get people. I'm sorry, Minnesota. Minnesota has money. No doubt, we're one of the richest states in this country, right? We
Mm-hmm,
have money.
mm-hmm,
But what do we spend our, they have economists, they have people who keep track of all this stuff. What do we tend to be spending our money on? Minnesotans are really conservative with their money.
mm-hmm.
And so you will find that what an artist could do in LA, they may not be able to do in Minnesota, unfortunately. You got to be
Okay.
very, very big, right? Usher did 2 nights in a row here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he did that at, was it Excel? Because I went to the show. No, it was downtown, Target Center.
Yeah, yeah.
Usher did 2 nights at Target Center. Phenomenal show. It's Usher, right? Chris Brown would do 2 nights in other places, right? Maybe come to Minnesota, only do one night. Sometimes, again, Minnesota we like to act like we're very conservative. Not only are we spending, but our mindset. So I can see us supporting a Usher versus a Chris Brown because of maybe there's some stigmas that's over there, right? But
Mm-hmm.
who's the better artist? So that's why I say for the target market of Minnesota to be Davido and going to the Armory, that's still a big deal. It's not the Target Center,
Okay.
but for this target market, him at the Armory, that's a big deal versus going to First Avenue or going to Gay 90s or some nightclub venue.
Okay, okay. Well, folks, tonight we are discussing, if you know of an Afrobeat artist that is touring North America, even a Liberian one, right? Because man, Liberia is part of Afrobeats, right? If you know of a Liberian artist that is touring this summer, let us know. Put it in the chat, or you can call our number 952-594-5154 to contribute to this show tonight. Afrobeats, as I said, is you cannot ignore it. It's a global phenomenon. It's becoming big. It's becoming huge. Our music is all over. There's Burna Boy. There's obviously the video we're talking about. There's Wizkid. I mean, the Liberian men are doing their thing. The Ghanaians are doing their thing. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So Afrobeats, man, is all over the place. So if you know of an Afrobeat artist that's coming to your town, maybe in Dallas, Phoenix, Philadelphia, New York, Houston, Atlanta, let us know, right? Let us know, man. It's like we want to know where these folks gonna be, right? For me, as I said, I will try to go see the video. I know probably that ticket is already the price is already it's already through the roof. But hey, I will try to go and see him. We need to support these guys, right? They are putting on great music, that be popping in the club when you go to the club. As I said, I was at Jumbo this weekend. One of the video new music was popping. Everyone like kind of a cool, sing some of the lyrics and stuff like that. He's like, oh whoa, and he always put out hits, right? He's one of those guys, fun, always put out hits out there, So please, man, support these guys and let us know, right? Which one of them, if you know of an artist that's touring, let us know. But Ms. B, what do you think is the cultural impact of Afrobeats? What's the impact cultural impact Afrobeats is having in North America?
Before I answer your question, just so you know, folks, general admission floor, standing room, unfortunately. You got a ticket right now for $71.39. That's Friday, July 25th for the Davido, the Five Alive tour.
Mhm,
Um, what does this mean for us as far as the African immigrant community? Right now, this just really is establishing precedents for what music should be when it comes to not only in America but
mhm,
globally, right? I think we are behind we this genre of music is the genre of music for right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is and this genre of music is going to be around for a while. It's not going anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's what this means. So, and it's giving waves to, and it's motivating other artists from, smaller countries in Africa, like Liberia, right? I think between last year and this year, I've seen more very polished Liberian artists than ever before because
Okay.
they're on the way. They want to be a part of this momentum.
Okay. Okay. One of the things though, right? I mean, to be honest with you, full disclosure, since I moved here, I have never been to an Afrobeat concert. Full disclosure. Full dis-
Wow.
full disclosure, and that's how sometimes you feel like, okay, hey man, I support my community, but I have American night. So I'm one of those guilty of that. I've never been to an Afrobeat concert, and I think I'm gonna make up for it, right, to go and see the video on July 25th. But you that have been to an Afrobeat concert, has the vibe like, has the crowd like, has the outfit, right? Is it like, does it be popping like you see African, like you when you hear it in the club, or it be all it's be on a whole different level? Because no man, the genre is fun, right? Afrobeat is fun, the music is fun. Some of them have good messages, but when you are at a concert, I know you say you have seen the video, I mean, performing before, right? Let's talk about the video saying he's going to be here on July 25th. How would like a Davido concert look like?
Oh man, our Davido is a very polished artist. He knows how to own the stage. I always tell people Davido is the equivalent of Chris Brown for R&B.
Mm,
Davido is the artist for Afrobeats right now.
mm,
If you are an Afrobeats artist, you are looking for to do a collaboration with Davido to take you, especially if you're new, you're looking for a collaboration with Davido to take you to the next level, right? For you to go viral, basically. Same thing with Chris Brown. Um, Thames. Chris Brown mentioned Thames before anybody was thinking about Thames. Chris
mm-hmm.
Brown mentioned Thames on Instagram, how he was listening to her stuff. Next thing you know, Thames took off.
Okay.
Right now, she's a Grammy winning artist. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
won 2 Grammys. She's two-time Grammy winning artist. And so when you go to their shows, they are polished, they are well seasoned now. They're going to give you the equivalent of a Usher. They're going to give you the equivalent of a Chris Brown. So where maybe those artists probably would have had like 100 dancers, Davido's probably going to bring 20, right?
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
just think, like, he's gonna do dancing. He's gonna give you the outfits. He's gonna give you the fashion.
Mm,
He's gonna be intimate with you, ladies. He knows which songs are his hits. He knows which songs he's gonna tease people with. He knows which one. He's just gonna put the microphone out there and let the crowd sing, right? Because he's
mm-hmm.
like, we know the words. Oh, everybody's gonna be doing unavailable. So you better practice unavailable, Abe. You got to practice the move to unavailable before you go to the Davido concert. I'm
Okay.
unavailable. You
Oh
don't
whoa.
need.
Oh whoa. Okay. 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 Okay.
You better practice your moves. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah. That's a good
you're
one.
gonna be
Okay.
in for a treat. You're gonna be in for
Okay.
a treat. And
Okay.
the same thing with Burna Boy. I heard Burna Boy was crazy. So yeah.
Okay, okay. I mean, so when it comes to like as these guys told them, as the artists told America, right? It's like, when I think to me, right, it's building like a cultural bridge. It's building a bridge between, the continent and of America, right? Because like they are bringing the vibe, they are bringing the music, right? I mean, sometimes when you listen to, you when you hear about, I mean, even with the travel ban I was talking about earlier, right? Everything people feel from Africa is negative. But I think what you guys are doing, I mean, bringing, having that culture, and bridging that culture, man, like Africa is fun, right? You should come to Africa. I mean, it's fun. The artists there do good music, and stuff like that. And they come here to entertain the diaspora. So I think to me, right, it is having a cultural bridge, right? It is bridging that culture. I mean, for the benefit of both continent. Especially like, most of us here as immigrants might never go back to Africa, right? But when they bring that vibe, when they bring that genre, when they bring that music, right? You want to see them, as you said, to your point, right? When Davido is performing, he's giving it his all, right? And I hope a lot of artists to do that, right? But I think the cultural impact the guys are having is huge, and and I hope we can appreciate him for that. What's your thought on that?
I mean, I like I said, from what I've seen, from what I've toured, I mean, some people, like people who really know music would tell you, Abe, it's not now. Like these artists have been around for a long time, for decades even, right? Like this music have been around for a while, for a decade, for decades now. There's not just one, but you know, and it's just I think now the crossover is has been able to be more successful. It's not just one or two. It's like there's so many artists, right? Like we're not even and I'm not good at everybody's name, but what is his name? Akadone.
Okay, yeah, I
Akadone.
mean somebody, yeah, yeah, some of the artists name I don't
Yes,
is a trouble with them. Yeah, I know the music, but I might not, be able to pronounce
like
those Nigerians or Ghanaian names.
exactly. Like if you like he's another one. He's phenomenal. He's done collaboration. I think his name is Major, the guy who did the song with Mona Lisa with
Mhm.
Chris Brown. Um, I mean, you just name it. They've been around for they've been not even just them, but Afrobeats has been around for a long time. I think
Yeah,
what is happening now differently is the fact that that crossover, right? That collaboration with top R&B artists. I mean,
yeah.
if you are a huge artist in America and you're not doing a collaboration with an Afrobeat artist, is like you're not doing music.
Okay. Mhm.
Justin Bieber, yeah, I mean, you name it. Anybody that is top right now, Drake, French Montana. I mean, anybody that you can think about is doing music with Afrobeat artists.
So, do you think Afrobeat is the future? I know you say it's now, it's big, but do you think that's the future of music?
It's gonna be around for a long time. Yes.
Okay, 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 okay. Well, folks, tonight we are discussing Afrobeat artist story in North America. I know there are a lot of them, right? Talia from South Africa. She's also, she's representing the continent. I know she won a Grammy. She's gonna. I mean, if you are a TikTok fan, Water or whatever her music, her music was all over the place.
Oh my
Social
gosh.
media, right? It's like it took over social media. And so, you know what I mean? So she's also touring the US. I think she's starting June 14 in Manchester. So it's like, that's another, I mean, she's from South Africa, but it's all these days, it's like Afrobeats is kind of so everywhere on the continent, right? Everyone just taking that, right? It's Afrobeats and stuff like that. So, and then our own man Jazino. Jazino is gonna be. He has a tour. I talked about him last week, right? He's gonna be in Fargo. Unfortunately, right, the man going Fargo, but he not come to Minneapolis. Go go figure that, right? He's going
He
Fargo,
was
but
here last year. He was
he
here
was.
last year.
Oh,
Yes,
Jazino
he
was there.
was. I
Okay,
got to
okay,
see
okay. I'll
Jay-Z.
give him a pass. I'll give him a pass
Yes.
then. Okay.
I got personally serenaded by him. I was right here. He was the yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. And that his butter my bread moment? Was that when
Yes,
he
yes, it
okay,
was. He
okay.
came out and performed at the Palms Event Center in Brooklyn
Hmm.
Center. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. That's
And my
good.
bestie Pilar, hi, Pilar, and I was at that concert and it felt like we were back in high school again. All of
Okay. No, now it
yes.
makes now it makes sense why he's skipping, Minneapolis. But it doesn't hurt to do it twice, right? Now, I mean, he's getting big. The music is everyone's getting to know him and stuff. It doesn't hurt to come again, right? It's that maybe he did it at the Palm Grove. Next time he could do it, he could have probably done it at a little bit of a bigger venue. You never know, man. So I don't know why he's skipping Minneapolis, but I hope maybe he might reconsider and things like that.
I
So.
I believe the particular venue that he is performing at is bigger than the venue that he was here, and it could be that they
Mhm.
sometimes the artists won't come just because of that. Like they can't find a venue to host their show in, right?
Um,
Especially if they feel like they're at a certain level. I think Jazino has elevated from performing at a Palms events type place. And Palms is gone, is not in business right now. It's I think it's either temporarily closed or permanently closed.
okay,
So
okay, okay, okay. And for all you, I don't know whether you listen to Ghanaian music, right? But one of the guy likes it, like if you like. Afrobeat as well, right? Call him like Black Sheriff. He has a lot of
Mhm.
good. He has some good music, right? He's a good Ghanaian, right? For all those folks from Bujumbura camp, my probably, just kidding. I'm just kidding. For all those who love Ghana music and Ghanaian, I mean, Ghanaian used to be hard until the Nigerian skin and say, "Hey, man, sit one side. Let's take this thing over and make it big." But they are still doing their thing, right? Ghanaians are still doing their thing. And so the Black Sheriff is also touring the US, right? And Canada. I think he started in April. So he's also here, right? But as I said, these guys are over the place, right? The music is popping everywhere. I mean, there's concert happening. As when you go to the club, though, right, that's all you hear, right? Is and things like that. So it is great that they are doing that. And hey, man, let us support them. Let us make sure that as I said, I'm guilty of this, but the video will be my first Afrobeat concert since I moved to the US. The video is gonna be is what I like. Whoever artist I've never been to an African Afrobeat artist concert before. This is gonna be my first one. So I'm
Not even
guilty.
any of the Liberians. You mean MC Carol has come. I mean, there's so many artists that have been here, and you've never been to any of their on their shows.
Never,
Wow.
never,
Do do you go
never.
to concerts at all, anyways?
Oh yeah,
No.
I do. I mean, it's like back in the days though, right now. But I have seen Beyonce. I've seen Jay-Z in concert, our Kelly, Usher. I've seen a lot of guys. I mean,
Oh,
50 Cent,
okay.
my man, 50 Cent, right? I saw him. I've seen him in concert. Those are the days where when I'm in high school to college. But what I've seen, man, is like I've seen Jay-Z in concert back in the day when our Kelly was not doing his bad thing, right? Jay-Z and our Kelly. I mean, they rocked the Target Center, man. That concert of the Hook, it was one of the best concerts. And then Beyonce, man, Beyonce, if you see Beyonce, performing live, whoa. I mean,
Oh
she
yeah.
she does her thing, man.
2017. Yeah,
Yeah,
2017.
yeah. I mean, she's
Yeah.
one of the I think one of the artists I've seen, right? She really, really performed, and she makes you she makes your money worth. Actually, if you see Beyonce in concert, she makes your money worth. So I've seen a lot of American artists in concert, but not the African artists. So maybe the video. Hopefully the video will be my first one. So I'm guilty of that, right? So don't be like me, folks.
So yeah, I think it was either 2018 or 2017. I saw Beyonce and Jay-Z on the O2R on the Run tour. My husband
Okay.
surprised me with floor seats
Hmm.
for my
Wow.
birthday. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Floor seats. Like I was right there. If Beyonce just spit, she was gonna spit on me.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
But I will say she carried Jay-Z at that concert because by this time he's like, okay, I'm about to retire. She gave from beginning to end. I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan. I love her music more than I could care for the person, right?
Mhm.
But I will say nobody can outdo a show,
Oh
entertainment
yeah.
show
Yeah.
than Beyonce. She will not disappoint you. You will get your more than your money's worth. It will be like an out of space type experience. You left here and came and went somewhere else and came back. Yeah.
No, obviously,
She's
I mean, I've seen her in concert just once, but it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Hands down, one of the best
yeah.
concerts. She does make your money worth. And my man 50 Cent too, man. He's a great performer. 50 Cent. Ah,
You
man.
and 50 Cent.
Oh yeah, back in the day, G Unit, right? And the whole G Unit crew was in town at the Target Center. Man, that stuff was lit, right? It's like I said, I used to go to concert all the time, high school, college. But since then, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I should get family and I be one of okay, do I do that? But that's a whole different story. But
You
when it
can
comes to
still
the
go.
African, when it comes to the artists, though, right? To the Afrobeat artists. Which I know you talk about the video, you like to see him. Which one of the African artists you like to see in concert that you haven't seen before?
I want to
Well, not
see
seen yet.
oh gosh, the one that sings oh, what's his name? Kiss Daniels. I love Kiss Daniels music.
Yeah, has he
I
ever been to the Twin Cities? Because
no,
really,
no. And
how can
I really want to
how
see
can they
Kiss
get Kiss
Daniels.
Daniel here, man? Who are the promoters that
We
can try to get Kiss
Everyone needs
Daniel
to
here?
work with the promoters and get Kiss Daniel here. We will make money because we all know Kiss Daniel songs, right?
Yeah.
I want to see Malik Berry because even
Okay.
my husband knows Malik Berry. Baby, I've been calling you, calling you.
Okay.
And then every time he see Malik, but he's like, "Oh, that's the one I can say I've been calling you, not answering me."
Okay. Uh,
But yeah, those are some of the artists I really want to see right now. Is yes, Kiss Daniels, Malik Berry, and I used to love what's his name, Mr. Easy. And man,
mhm.
like yeah,
Okay.
I used to really like him. I don't know what happened to him, but I would love to see him in concert too. Love his music.
Okay. I know you're on top of the entertainment scene. Has Techno been here? Techno. I mean, Techno has put us some good hits. Has he been here?
Yes, he has. I did not
Okay.
get to see Techno, but he has been here.
Okay. Okay. Man, it's like I'm gonna join you to advocate for Case Daniel coming to the Twin Cities, man. He needs to come. I don't know whether ever had a I'll probably research that after the show here tonight, but I don't know whether Case Daniel has had a US tour, North American tour. If he hasn't done it, man, he should.
If
That
he
dude is
hasn't, I know he
yeah.
has.
He
Yeah,
probably
so
has. He probably has. He's big. I mean, it's like, but I'm encouraging him, man, to come to the Twin Cities. I mean, Kiss Daniel should come and do a show to the Twin Cities, right? Because you ladies, man, you guys love Kiss Daniel. I don't know what's about him, but love him. So Kiss Daniel, please come to the Twin Cities and get it popping.
yeah,
So,
he needs to come. Let me see
yeah,
if he's on tour or he has any tour dates.
okay,
I think
okay.
the last time he toured was probably 2023.
That was a long time ago. Well, folks,
Yeah.
tonight we are discussing the Afrobeat added at a tour of America. This is Monday. This is our entertainment segment. We come here, give you some
His
good
tour got
entertainment.
canceled.
When? He
He
was supposed to have a tour this
Yeah,
year.
his US tour dates have been canceled. He had initially announced dates for May and June. He was going to be in Baltimore, Houston, Atlanta, and Los Angeles.
Wow,
I don't know what happened.
man, we need to make sure that he reconsiders, man. Maybe as I said, right? It's like even though the Twin City was not on that list, but that dude should. I mean, he's one of those when you listen to his music, he put his time into it, he
Oh
put his
yes,
craft into it.
yes.
You know what I mean? And he has put out a lot of good hits. A lot of good hits. And stuff like that. So he should try to come to the Twin Cities, man. Stuff like that. So any other artist beside Case Daniel that you like to see? Any other person you like to see?
Like I don't know if people remember him, but like I said, Mr. Easy, I like him.
Mhm.
I can listen to all his songs. I want to see Thames. I love her. Um, I want to see what's the artist I'm listening to right now? Friday. He's Haitian. I do
Mhm.
want to see him. I
Mhm.
love his music. You're the
Okay.
baddest in the room. Yeah.
Okay. 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 So
For
you
some
see,
reason, I'm not a
you
big
said
Burna
you
Boy
said
fan. I know
you said
people are like,
you have seen Fireboy came here to the Twin
"Oh
Cities.
yes,
Okay.
yes, I've seen him.
Okay.
He was really good. I've seen Fireboy. I saw Rema. I all the folks that perform at the Poorhouse before the Poorhouse got canceled. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah,
I mean,
like I said, I don't know why I'm not a big Burna Boy.
and Bona and more out of them, though, Burna Boy is the big one, right? Burna Boy, I don't know whether he has filled like a US Bank or AT&T Stadium, but London, right? In London, he has filled up one of their biggest stadium. But you can understand that, right? London has a lot of Nigerians and a lot of immigrants over
Mhm,
there and stuff like that. So, but he did fair out it called it like the U2 Wembley, right? He has
mhm.
fair out those stadiums and stuff like that. So Burna Boy is huge, and
Yeah, but Wizkid is still the top selling Afrobeat artist. He
really,
has sold over, yeah, and he's competing with some American artists too. Over 65 million units sold globally, and Burna Boy is the second, which I'm surprised because Davido got
yeah,
hit.
well, yeah, but
I
it's like
can't
I
even
said,
tell
right?
you one good Burna Boy song, to be honest.
Okay. What's about? I know, like, okay, let's go to the female artist. Tiwa Savage has been to the Twin Cities a couple of times, though, right? Tiwa
Oh,
Savage.
T.Y. Savage. I don't think so.
I think it was a long time ago. I did.
Yeah, I think she's done the East Coast. I
If
like
it is,
Ruger. Ruger, you know Ruger?
mm, I don't know who that is. Maybe if I hear his music, I might
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
Ruger is good. Asake is coming to Minnesota.
When?
Asake, will be here. Let me see.
I mean, he has some good history too, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no, he's not coming to Minnesota. He's gonna be on the East Coast.
Man, what can we do to put it to? Where are all the promoters, man? Who are the promoters making sure the guys come here?
We need
How
a
is the Liberian
big.
promoter? How is the Liberian promoters? What are the promoters here doing, right? What are the African immigrant promoters in the Twin Cities doing, right? It's like, I mean, I don't know what because, right? I know we can try to have these parties, have the clubs and things like that, but bringing artists, right, all the time, I think it just gives more credibility. It's vibrant, That's why you see like the Atlanta or the New York or the LA,
Yeah.
Chicago, and things like that. But what I mean is like what are the promoters here doing?
I don't know. To be honest, I think Minnesota's scene is so tough to navigate sometimes. Like I feel like a lot of the promoters have left Minnesota and gone to the East Coast area. I mean, they're even doing better in Arizona. Like some of our Liberian promoters have relocated to Arizona where they're doing well on that scene. Have opened up clubs and all in the the Phoenix, Arizona area. You see more Liberians have moved, or even other Africans have moved to that area too as well. So I really couldn't tell you, and I used to know them, but I really couldn't tell you who are the Liberian promoters. I mean, if you think about it, we used to have people like Chuku Christian, Chuku Taylor, Chuck Taylor, Chucky, whatever you want to call him, and Tarkus. Those were the early days promoters that we knew, Liberian promoters that we knew, right? And then they started doing, from promoting nightclubs and stuff like that, they started doing award shows, and award show turned into nightclub. Chuku went into the nightclub stuff, and Tarkus continued with the award show stuff, and which is now what grew into LEA. But the promoter scene, it's not like it used to be in Minnesota, and maybe that's even when you think about the national level, like Live Nation and stuff. They don't bring a lot of artists here. That's just the unfortunate thing.
I think that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But the promoters, man, I mean, you guys need to step up your game, man. Bring your A game. Bring the artists. Yeah, they are all out there, right? A lot because like these days, as I said, right, Afrobeat has become so huge, has become so big. A lot of artists out there, and so now you don't have to bring the global star like the video, but a lot of other ones out there, right? They are putting out hits. Maybe one or two hits out there. When you start bringing those, other folks might start respecting you and say, "Hey, man, maybe I should work with this promoter." So you promoters, man, I know we Liberians sometimes we don't like to collaborate, but I think collaboration and working together as a team. Sometimes like by yourself, you might not bring like an artist here, right? But when you work with other promoters, to see how you guys can collaborate and bring because once you start bringing promoters here and stuff like that, right? It brings vibrancy, you know what I mean, to the cultural scene, right? I mean, it's like the community gets excited. It's not always that I want to be attending college graduation barbecue or wedding barbecue. So not just I want to do something else. I want to attend a concert or something or
You
do
and
something
both,
different.
brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, what's about Chike? I know Chike is one of those Niger. I know his music is on the soft side, but has he ever been to the Twin Cities?
No, I think Chike has been here.
Okay.
Chike, the one that sings "Running, Running."
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
come running. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think he has been here. I'm trying to see if he's one of the folks that were at the at the poorhouse.
Was that a?
Um,
Do they do like a? I mean, is it like I know someone told me that there's a African music festival going on. Is like do they have? I mean, is that like a festival going on here where you have some of these Afrobeat artists that come?
n- Not
Or is that in Chicago? Or is that in Chicago?
Yeah, it's everywhere else but here. So I was just looking that up. I saw Afrobeats Festival 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's called Afro Nation, will take place in, oh, that's in Portugal. Um Afrobeats Festival, America 2025. Um Afrofuture Detroit Festival will be held in Detroit, Michigan on August 16 to 17, featuring headliners like Davido, Ketranada, T Grizzly, Loja is good. That's the one that sings Mona Lisa with Chris Brown.
Okay. Okay.
And so that festival, it will be August 16th to the 17th. Around my birthday.
So you should go check it out. Go check
Yeah,
go check it out as your birthday gift. Go check it out as a treat
yeah.
and
You
things like
know,
that.
and I got family out in Michigan.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. What's about let's say as we stay on the soft side a little bit, Diamond. I mean, you I said the entertainment scene, you understand it way better than I do, right? Is as I said, I love entertainment, but unfortunately, folks, I have not been to an Afrobeat concert. I'm gonna break that curse this year. Davido, I will try to go to the Davido to the Davido one on July 25th. What's about, like has Diamond been to the Twin Cities? I'm sure he has been.
Mm-mm. No,
No, no.
not yet. Not yet.
Okay, okay, okay,
Not yet. But
okay.
Kiss Daniel only had 4 dates, man, and he was going to be in 4 different cities, and those are all pop-in cities. So now I'm really, really curious as to what run. It was called the Uncle K concert. So I will say, you were talking about what does this mean for our community. We're opening nightclubs, and we have the most popping nightclubs now in Minnesota are going to be Afrobeat concerts. I mean, nightclubs that are going to be African immigrant owned nightclubs, right? That's what's happening here in Minnesota for sure. Because the African immigrant community is pretty large in Minnesota, not just Liberian, but other African countries as well. And so our nightclubs, multiple of them, there, we got for Liberian owned, we have Jumbo, we have Purple Rose Lounge, both doing really well, and they're not that far apart from each other. Jumbo's in Brooklyn Center, Purple Rose is in
Crystal.
Crystal. Crystal. Then you go downtown Minneapolis, you're gonna see Tantrum, you're gonna see Giddy. My girlfriend works at Giddy, and I've been meaning to get in there. But I mean, everybody when they're having their birthday and they're trying to get a booth, they're at Giddy. But what's going to happen is by the moment you hit the ground, just getting out your car, you're going to hear somebody like Bonabor, Davido, Rema. That's all you're going to hear all night long is
Mm,
Afrobeats.
okay.
And can you imagine where we are?
Is getting new? Is that a new one?
Giddy is probably about 2 years old.
Okay.
Tantrum is
Oh,
probably a little bit older. It's called Giddyopolis, playing off of
okay.
the fact that it's in Minneapolis. So Gidi, uh,
There's a new
Apolis.
one. It said that a friend of mine was telling me a new one just opened downtown Minneapolis as well. A new Afrobeats place that just opened downtown Minneapolis. He was telling me about it this weekend when we're talking about trying to see where to go, right? Which club to go to. And there's sometimes folks like to sometimes we want to get out of our immediate Liberian scene, right? You want to probably go to downtown and things like that. But to your point though, right? It's not only it's like if you go to like a city like Atlanta or Dallas and things like that, all of these, I know they don't do clubs out there much, but they do hookah bar. The hookah bars be popping with African music, Afrobeat music, man. They be popping, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. You don't see the club scene in the South anymore. It's all hookah bars, but it's pretty much like a club, right? Folks smoking their hookah, music be, blaring and stuff like that. And I mean, folks be dancing and things. I say you get your booth with your party, you guys sit down and stuff like that and drinks, but everywhere you go, right, to the New York, to the Philadelphia, and things like that, it's like Afrobeats. Those are the places that really, really be popping. I mean, it's like I don't know when was the last time I went to an American club. Right? It's like if I go
Yeah,
there, I'll be wondering like, okay, what am I will probably be asking myself, what am I doing here?
exactly. The base you'll think the music sucks if you don't hear Afrobeat, but within
Yeah,
the 5-10 minutes you enter,
yeah.
like what's going on here?
Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't
so
hurt,
we
right?
have a lot
Sometimes,
though. We
yeah.
have Rev Ultra Lounge, we got Ground Zero nightclub, we got the Basement, we got Giddy, we got Vanquish, and these are all
Those are all Afrobeat joints.
yes,
Whoa.
yes.
Oh, okay. So many.
Rumba is a nice one. It's Liberian owned. Yes,
Okay, okay,
yes,
okay. Well, we need to bring someone if those Liberian own nightclubs, right, or entertainment spot. We need to bring them on here, right, to see, right, how can we make this community vibrant when it comes to entertainment? How can we keep growing it? How can we keep growing the entertainment scene and making it vibrant? Because sometimes, man, folks need to have fun. Work hard. This community works very hard. The immigrants in Minnesota work very, very hard. So I don't blame us when we are we talked about it earlier, right? At the beginning of the show, where in like all of the graduation parties, the weddings that be happening in Minnesota, some will be over, some of folks be overwhelmed when it comes to occasions here in Minnesota. But I don't blame our community man, because folks here work very, very hard. So it doesn't hurt to to do some parties and things like that.
Exactly. I think the Giddy owner and I might be friends on Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
I will check and see
Mm-hmm.
if I can get him, one of the owners probably, because it's a bunch of friends and come together and open up these nightclubs. I'll try and see if I can get him to come here on one Monday night. To besides the nightclub, I think he also is like a concert promoter. So we'll probably get two for one and see if we can
Definitely.
get him on here one Monday night to kind of let us know about the Afrobeat scene that's happening
Yeah.
here in Minnesota. Don't
Yeah.
sleep on us, folks. Minnesota be popping.
It does, man. When it comes to entertainment, as I said, especially in Liberian community, right? Not in other African immigrant community, because when it comes to entertainment, other Africans, I would say Houston be popping, ATL be popping, Dallas be popping and stuff like that. These cities, they be popping, and things like that. So, but when it comes to Liberians, yeah, my Liberians been doing that thing in Minnesota and Philadelphia. I give it to them. I haven't been to Phoenix though, right? You said Phoenix. I know
Phoenix,
it's a
Arizona
huge
is lit.
populated place. I haven't been there, right? And maybe I should visit one of these days. I haven't been to Phoenix and stuff like that, but I hear it's a growing metropolis. So I won't
Sorry
doubt
you
it.
missed the birthday last year, but we was out in Phoenix, Scottsdale. I
Mm,
love Scottsdale, Arizona. I think maybe my family and I go to Arizona maybe once a year now. One
okay.
of my best friends lives out there, so we're there every year. I just love the heat. So y'all be mindful. It does get hot, talking 120-degree weather.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's nice. It's lit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, folks, it's a 1 hour show. We've been probably here for the last 1 hour. It's been great, discussing these artists that are coming to North America. As I said, man, Davido, Rema, Talia, a lot of great Afrobeat artists, touring North America. So this is a 1 hour show, so we can't keep going on this. So we'll try to wrap it up here. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, watching us as we come to you every Monday, man. I'm calling on all the promoters, man. Come on this show. This is your show, the entertainment segment. We want to know what's going on in the community. The folks want to know, what are you doing? What happened to all these local Liberian artists in Minnesota that were doing their thing? Tank is like, you know, they put us a great,
Jody,
great hits.
Jody, you remember Jody?
I think
Jody
so. Yeah.
Jody is on TikTok. He has a new album. I will see if Jody is still in Minnesota. But I remember Jody and I came across him because I was creating a TikTok page for our business. Can you imagine
Okay.
creating a TikTok page for your car dealership? But yes, I was
Yeah.
creating a TikTok page, and then all these people that I may know, I guess, came up, and Jody came up for some reason. And I'm
Mhm.
liking his new music. I think it's either getting married or getting engaged or something, and it's really nice. It's a love R&B ballad. But yeah, Jody, Liberian artist.
Yeah.
If y'all know Jody, y'all working with Jody, would love to have him on the show.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And the Liberian artists, man, here doing your thing, right? Come on here. Let's talk how you keeping the vibe going, how you entertaining the community and stuff like that. And to all the promoters out there, man, let's see how we can bring our artists, right? Not only here to Minneapolis, but to the upper Midwest and even to all the cities across the United States. So Miss B, man, what's the message you want to leave with folks tonight as we try to grow this entertainment segment, talk about entertainment in our community, talk about Afro beats and all the good things be happening here?
So yeah, I just like again, I want to continue to shout out Jody Clark. He's still out here, Liberian artist, making music. I wish I could remember the name of the single, but I just heard it this gone weekend, and so that's the message I want to leave. Let's look for our folks. Let's support them. Abraham always lists all the different modes and mediums and channels in which you can check out the Inner Circle podcast, but also you can check out the artists as well on these different channels. And so, we got to support our own. We want to always be talking about the Chris Browns and the Ushers, but we have the potential to be that, right? We have to support each other. So yeah, go check out on our Liberian artists. Even if you're gonna listen to them, watch their videos, subscribe to their YouTube, go check them out.
I agree with you, right? Folks sometimes say, "Oh, yeah, the music is not better, Liberian music," and no, but when we support them, when we listen to them, when we support them, and we love them, and we want to be, what I mean, it's like, a friend of mine told me a week or so ago when I was in Cleveland. She said when she went to Liberia and then like they were playing like all Nigerian Ghanaian music. She said she got mad, went to the DJ and said, "Hey man, I'm in Liberia, I want to listen to Liberian music, right?" Folks were shocked, but I think to me, right, is that her point there was okay, let us try to promote our own, right? It's like because these guys, if you don't promote them, who's going to promote them, right? And it goes for the entire continent to me, right? Let us support our artists, let us be there for them. When they come here in concert, if we have the time and the resources, let us support them, right? Because I think they are having a great, great impact and they are bridging that culture for us, right? They are putting Africa on the map. They are putting our individual countries on the map because other than that, all you hear about Africa is disease, is poverty, and all these different things. But
Yeah.
at least these guys are kind of putting the continent on the map with their music, with their hits after hits after hits. So, but thank you so much for joining us tonight, my co-host Ms. B. Thank you so much for joining this segment.
Thanks,
We're gonna be
everyone.
we're gonna be back here tomorrow with a Father's Day special. Tomorrow's gonna be our Father's Day show. And then Wednesday, we have the police chief of Broken Park coming here to talk about gun violence and all of the violence, how to prevent, someone is when violence increases in America for some reason. I know everybody be your side, so we all go crazy for some reason, gun violence, especially, increases during the summer months. So the police chief of Broken Park is going to be here on Wednesday, discussing strategies about preventing gun violence or violence as a whole. And then guess what? Thursday, we have the first Liberian American to become a state representative is going to become here on Thursday. She's in Colorado there. She's doing her thing. She have agreed to come on the Inner Circle podcast, to tell us about her journey and things like that. And then Friday we'll close out our social segment, right? That's how the week's going to go. Where it like, first of all, folks, let me just throw something out there. Miss B here, my co-host, Miss B here has, and her husband is going to be excited about this. Right? I hope he listens to this and hear it. She has agreed to tattoo his name when we reach 200 subscribers, YouTube subscribers. So please, man, help my man get his name, get get his name tattoo, right? By subscribing to the Inner Circle Podcast YouTube channel, right? Get us to 200, and you will see Miss B husband name
Yes, I
tattoo, right?
will. I will
Okay,
do that.
okay,
I
so
will tattoo him.
yeah,
Yes, and I will film the Inner Circle podcast will go live. Film me getting the tattoo and the expression that he will have on his face because after all these years,
okay.
it took a social segment for me to agree to get a tattoo. So yeah, look out for that, everyone.
Yeah. So, okay, folks, thanks so much for joining us tonight and see you guys tomorrow with our Father's Day special. So, thank you so much and good night.
Hope to the light.
Good night, everyone.
Community strong, we're never alone.